Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Merenice episode today. I already did this intro twice, but I forgot to hit the record button. Luckily, I noticed that before this got too deep into the episode because I would be mortified if I realized it halfway through and all of my reactions are ruined. Anyway, I was just saying, let's see how many choices we can get in this one today. Probably just one. And if that's the case, then there's still two more episodes left of this route. And when I said yesterday that it was short, I guess with with every episode being an hour long and we're on part 6, we've already had 5 hours of this shoot, so I guess it's not too short. I actually want to see how many episodes are in each of the other routes. Let's see. Raoul had, let's see, common route choices. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the endings. Gil had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as well. Ryuki had, well, Ryuki it was kind of shoved in with the common route. I think he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7. I don't even know actually. Advisor appreciation, I thought is when they were at the end of the common route, but yeah, it still says common route. So Ryuki only had 6, and if you count like common route choices, if he had one of those, that would be 7. Shelby has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I guess compared to the old game, if we only have 6 so far, maybe 7. He fits like right there in the middle. But still, it's just like dragging. Like it's dragging so much. I feel like, it's like 2 episodes to the end. They don't even have like a romantic connection, really. They both are kind of having romantic feelings, but there's not really a connection between them. It needs to get on with it. We spent the same amount of time in the camper van on our trip back to Lost Ark as we did to Crunch Canyon. Okay, they're already leaving. That was quick. I pumped some fuel at the gas station and we ate some Cuban sandwiches at a food truck that passed by. We'd occasionally check the mirror to glimpse our destiny along the way. At night we built a fire outside and gazed at the starry skies, always searching for a shooting star. Just when we started getting used to the traveling lifestyle, we reached a point where we were only a day's journey from Lost York. You guys gonna talk about it here? Silence. We're just going to stare at each other. All that remained was to sleep. But neither of us could say goodnight. We simply sat side by side on the sofa silently. I enjoyed the trip so much that I didn't want it to end. It seemed Merenice felt the same.
なんだか寝てしまうのが惜しいですね。
I know, he wants to keep talking to you. Do you want something to drink?
そうですね。ハーブティーでも入れましょうか。
As always, Merenice went to boil water in the tiny kitchen for the tea.
はい、どうぞ。
Thanks. I took the mug from him and sipped, searching for some light conversation to fill the silence. Amidst the quiet, I heard the winds from the wilderness outside brushing against the window. It went by so quickly.
ええ。
Crunch Canyon was a wonderful place.
え
え。Yes.
今思えば、もう少しあちこちを見て回ってもよかったかもしれませんね。
Well, I should have gotten a Paltopi carving for myself. Speaking of Paltopi, what happened to that little monkey thing that showed up for like one scene? I wonder I wonder if it's a stowaway. That would be funny. Where did you plan to put yours?
そうですね。せっかくですからそうしようと思います。どこに飾るのがいいと思いますか?
Merenice scanned the camper van from top to bottom and looked at me. Okay, it's on the shelf, so we're gonna check the kitchen first. What about the kitchen? You see it every time you boil water.
ええ、それはいい案ですね。
Merenice handed me the carving, and I tried to find a spot for it. It might clutter the kitchen. Considering it was already compact, that it was best not place anything non-essential there.
それでは、そこの棚の上にしましょうか。 ポトビ族が編んだと言われていたお土産のプレースマットも一緒に置けますし。
Merenice had bought that placement on a whim, charmed by its design. Actually, the pattern resembles the one on Merenice's clothes. He wasn't aware, and his parents never mentioned anything, but he seemed to have a connection with the Paltopy. By the way, did you... Okay, I think we go back now. Sounds like it changed the subject. Alright, on the shelf. How about on the shelf?
ああ、いいですね。ちょうどポトピ族が編んだと言われていたお土産のプレースマットを買ってきましたし、一緒に飾りましょうか。
That would look nice. Merenice had bought that placement on a whim, charmed by its design. Actually, the pattern resembles the one on Merenice's clothes. He wasn't aware, and his parents never mentioned anything, but he seemed to have a connection with the Paltopy. By the way, why did we go to that cave in the first place?
そういえばそうですね。なんとなくですが、あなたに触れなければ行くことがなかったような気がします。
After we finished our tea, Merenice washed the mugs and then lit a candle in the room. Merenice, you said that destinies are fixed.
ええ、普通の運命ならそうです。でも、あなたに触れて見えた運命ですから。だから、あなたに触れなければ生まれなかった運命のような気がします。運命を変えてしまえるあなたですから。
I don't think his is like a destiny, because destiny is something that would, when he looks at other people, it's something that will come to pass later on. But with him, it's more like a future. He sees his future, and then he can make his future come to pass, which I guess is kind of the same thing, but it's like he calls it destiny, but it's not something he would have gone to normally. He sees it and then he goes to it, so it's kind of different than what he tells, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but he's awkward. He said it with such longing that it made me feel lonely again. I didn't personally possess the ability to change destinies. It was simply a part of who I was because I was a god. It was a trait I was born with. I hadn't earned this ability through hard work, so even though he praised me for it, I didn't feel happy about it. Wait, this is normal. It shouldn't bother me. Why did I feel so lonely? I was proud of my powers as Cupid, and this was no different. But I still wished he had praised something different about me. I wanted him to recognize my true self.
Lynette.
Merenice was looking down at me. He gently rested his hand over mine.
もう一度キスをしてもよいですか?
Huh? When I raised my eyes, our lips met before I could respond. He didn't even let her say yes. He wrapped his arms around my waist and took my lips in a more forceful kiss. Wait. I was surprised by the unexpected kiss, but my reservations melted away as he confidently continued.
逃げないで。
Dang, he's like, I want to kiss you. I want to kiss you badly. He gently nibbled on my lips. We pulled apart briefly, only to reconnect again. The sound of our lips parting and coming together echoed in the car.
ダメですね。我慢をしていたのですが、明日ロサンヨークへ着くと思ったら、こらえきれなくなってしまいました。
Wow, he is coming onto her hard. I did not expect that. You were holding back. Several days had passed since our last kiss beneath the starlit sky. He hadn't attempted to kiss me since that night. It hadn't occurred to me that he was simply restraining himself. Why?
あなたに嫌われたくなかったからです。この旅の間、本当に楽しかった。だからその時間を壊したくなかったのです。もし私が我慢できずにキスをして 今度はあなたに拒絶されたら、そう思うと怖くてためらってしまった。でももう明日にはついてしまうから、別れてしまうから。
Merenice gazed into my eyes, explaining the reasons behind his actions.
ロサンヨークに戻ってもまたあなたと会えますか？
Merenice.
あなたとまた明日も明後日も会えますか？
He sounded as if he knew I was returning to Celestia. His eyes begged me to stay. I was at a loss for words.
確約を欲しいと思うのは私のわがままでしょうか？ですがやはりあなたを手放したくない、リネット。
He surprised me with another kiss, gently laying me down on my back. Oh my goodness. Merenice hovered over me with a serious gaze, tinted with lust. Oh my goodness. He's already got that shirt off and everything. He slipped off his cardigan and pressed my hand to his bare skin. I could feel the heat of his body on my palm. You know, I was thinking whenever we started going into this route specifically, I'm like, there's been like one of these scenes in every route in the last game. In this one, maybe we'll have one too. But at the rate it was going, I'm like, nah, surely it's not gonna it's not gonna have a intimate scene. But nope, I was wrong. I could feel his heartbeat under my fingertips. It made my own heart beat faster and matched his rhythm.
あなたを欲しいと思う私の心は本物です。決して決まった運命ではありません。
Our lips touched once more, and his long fingers touched my body. Clarice's words echoed in the back of my mind. He certainly was skilled. I was just thinking that too. He had also said that no man could hold back when alone with a woman. My goodness. Yes, that's right. Wait.
待てません。私も男ですよ。それとも私のことが嫌いですか？
I don't hate you, but...
なら大丈夫ですよ。きちんと気持ちよくしますからね。
Slow down. I always thought this act should be done with two people who truly love each other. Yet I couldn't confidently say that I didn't love him. He spoke of not wanting to lose me with such genuine sincerity. Could this be considered love then? What was love in the first place? What defined romance? What could prove whether this was love? Despite being Cupid, I didn't know.
リネット。
His fingertips traced the outline of my body. Like a mystic, reveling in tarot cards, his graceful movements were lit by the candle's glow.
愛しています。
The creaking of the sofa echoed in the small space of the room. A sensation I never felt before overcame me, causing my thoughts to grow hazy and disjointed. Like a cocktail being stirred, he left me dizzy by his long fingers. The winds of the wilderness continued to gust outside. Merenice.
リネット。あなたのすべてを私にください。
I never realized he has such intensity within him. His sweet, heated words melted me. There was nowhere to run in this cramped room. Nope, you are all his. The next morning, when I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was Merenice's face, still asleep. All of the drowsiness completely evaporated. What have I done? Oh my goodness. I covered my mouth with both of my hands to stifle a gasp. I was Cupid, and I engaged in such an act with someone I wasn't sure I loved. I slept with him. What have I done? Me, Cupid. I did this without even being certain about my feelings for him. I mean, you did tell him to wait. He's like, no. Since it's Merenice, if she would have insisted on saying no, I think he probably would have, reconsidered. Because he didn't seem like... He seemed more gentlemanly than did not, so... Yet, the more pressing realization was that Clarice had been right about everything all along. I read it first before I actually... I read it in my head first before I started reading it. Okay. First, that men can't resist women when alone. Second, that cute lingerie boosts your confidence. Oh, really? And then third, that it feels amazing. Yes, it was absolutely pleasurable. Because he'd made me feel so good, I got carried away. He really did have great skills. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he just took you away in his passion. At the mercy of Merenice. But I was thinking of returning to Celestia after we got back to Lost York. I jumped as the notification sound from my phone startled me, and my movement roused Merenice. His long eyelashes fluttered as he slowly opened his eyes. He looked at me and smiled happily.
おはようございます、リネット。
He reached out and pulled me into an embrace. Our bare skin made contact, and memories of last night came flooding back, making me blush. Oh,
かわいい人ですね。
He kissed me loudly, and it made my face even redder. Merenice, how can you be so calm and composed? I'd always assumed he hadn't been involved with women because he could see their destinies. Could it be that he grew bored of seeing the scenes from constantly watching other destinies? It would make sense if he ever walked out in town at nighttime. It must have been tough for him as a young boy. I can't imagine.
体は辛くないですか?
Well, I don't think so.
よかったです。
His gentle smile gave way to mischief as he moved over me again. That was adorable. He made this playful, teasing grin, pretending what he was doing was innocent. I know, it sounded cute. It was clear where his intentions lay. Wait. I think I got a message just now. Is he going for another round? Oh my goodness. I slipped out from beneath Merenice to grab my smartphone. I opened up the message and almost dropped my phone. What? Chii's been discovered? Did they name him a UFO? New UMA species discovery. Oh my goodness. Likely male cries Chii eats cupcakes. The message was from Rao, featuring a news article about a newly discovered cryptid.
これはちいちゃん。
Uh-oh. Yes. Indeed, the focus of the news story was Chii. You better get home.
Following on the heels of the Tsuchinoko and Nessie, a cryptid called Chii-chan has been spotted here in Lost York. Despite flying at speeds of 20 to 40 kilometers an hour, Chii-chan has been sighted by multiple people at once. However, its true form is unknown at this time. The discovery of this new species of cryptid, baptized Chii-chan after the sound of its cry, is shaking up the industry. We're brought in an expert in the field. Let's ask her for her insight.
Her?
いや、これはすごい発見ですよ。私も一瞬だけ見たのですが、あんな飛行する生物、これまでにいませんでした。
That doesn't sound like a her.
間違いなく未確認生物、ユーマです。土の子、ネッシー、ちーちゃんですよ。
How is he seen by humans?
ああ、ほら、今も一瞬見えましたよ。仮説通りドーナツを持っていると現れるみたいですね。
They can see him through donuts.
ああ、捕獲しろ、捕獲。
Poor Chii. Oh my goodness. That poor animal. He's just running for his life.
すごい飛びっぷりだ。こいつはすごいぞ。
You know, you could always just ascend back to Celestia if you want to really hide. You don't have to stay there and be tormented by humans. Why can everyone see Chii now?
これまで 一度もなかったのですか？
They said donuts. You didn't hear that? Never. If he was always visible, there would have been an uproar about him years ago. For some reason, he had become visible, causing this huge commotion. What do I do? They catch him, they might shove him in some preservation liquid for research. Liquid? The thought sent a chill down my spine as images of sci-fi and horror movies I watched about cryptids came to mind.
それは大変です。急いで帰りましょ
I know, but I don't understand. Why did he just go back to Celestia? Yes. Or turn into Jupiter and disappear. Like, there's ways to escape. He doesn't have to remain Chii. Quickly, Jesse and Merenice began to drive, heading for Lost York. As we arrived back in Lost York, I silently prayed that Chii hadn't already been captured. There it is again. Oh my goodness. Is it following them? Discovery of a new cryptid. 26 minutes in. Let's see if we can keep going.
変ね。前に読んだあの本によるともう取れるはずなんだけど。あの子ったらあれだけのことしといてまだ恋してないのかしら。それとも本が間違ってるのかしら。
So are you really after her bow? Because that's what she's referring to. If she's in love and she kisses a human, she loses her Cupid powers and her divine artifacts return back to Celestia.
ってあら？なんだか嫌な予感がするわね。風邪でもひいたのかしら。なんて神が体調を崩すはずはないんだけど。ちょっと今は変に動かない方が良さそうね。でもこの気配。
You're headed to Lost York, eager to find Chii. Lost York Park. Chii, where are you?
チーちゃん、助けに来ましたよ。
Merenice and I walked around desperately searching for Chii. There was lots of other people at Lost York Park trying to look for Chii. They were probably all cryptid researchers. I went back home to first check, but Chii wasn't there. That's why we came all the way out here. Could he really have been caught?
Chii!
Oh, he's cried. Chii suddenly jumped into my chest with blinding speed from behind a tree. Chii.
ちーちゃん見つかったのか？
いけません。こちらへ。
Merenice hugged me and Chii hiding us from view. Chii made a strange noise, being squeezed between the two of us, but Merenice didn't seem to notice.
このまま恋人のふりをしていましょう。
Yes. True, it seemed the best way to hide Chii. Merenice's outfit was baggy, which hid Chii well enough. Other people wouldn't bother two innocent lovers.
なんだいないじゃないか、ちーちゃん。
それよりもうロサンヨークパークにはいないんじゃないか？
あれだけ追い回されてたら移動してるよな。そろそろ行くか。なんか普通のカップルも増えてきたし。
The cryptid researchers packed their nets into the bags and prepared to depart. Slowly, they disappeared from view, and then we were free.
Chii!
Thank goodness you're safe, Chii.
Chii! Chii, 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 Chii!
I guess you should have went with them.
何と言っているんですか？
I have no idea.
Chii!
He's growling at you.
とにかく人に見つかる前に急いで隠れられる場所へ行きましょう。
Yes. We quickly returned to the camper van, then to Merenice's home. Merenice's home is amazing. I had no idea it was like this on the inside. Though perhaps not the best moment, I couldn't resist admiring the decor. Since he typically lived in his car, many items in the room seemed to be from his childhood. The place had a charming and oddly soothing ambience. No one would be coming by here anytime soon. Once we all got inside, I let Chii out of my bag.
Chii!
じいちゃん、 お疲れ様です。
チー。
それでちーちゃん、どうして急に人に見える姿になったのですか？
チー。
He swung his short front legs around, seemingly trying to tell us something, but I couldn't understand.
何か変なキノコでも食べたのですか？
Did she get a strange mushroom?
チー。
It's like, no. She shook his head, signaling a no. He found a pen and paper in the room and began to draw, holding the pen in his mouth. Wait, Chii could draw? Once Chii finished sketching his strange figures, he pointed to it and gestured like a game of charades.
チー。
It's the monkey.
こういう生き物が急に飛び出してきて、
チー。
謎のビームのようなものを放ってきて、
Mysterious beam. You've been alienized.
チー。
そうしたら急に誰にでも見えるようになってしまったと。
チー。
And somehow Merenice just understands him. She nodded in agreement. How did he figure it out just from that? I know, right? It's like the drawing spoke to him.
チー。
それは大変でしたね。
チー。
申し訳ございません。
Conversating with him, Merenice, can you actually understand Chii?
いえ、わかりません。
No.
チー。
She's like, what? You can.
でも、なんとなく言いたいことはわかりますよ。同じ男ですから。
What does that? What does guys being both guys have anything to do with it? Like, I have 3 girl cats. That doesn't mean I can understand them. So, Chii really is male. I started to wonder about whether divine beasts even had gender distinctions as I watched Merenice and Chii chatting. With that strange beam, I never heard of technology that could make divine beasts visible. Wait, that creature looks like a Paltupi tribe's carving. Maybe it's just my imagination. When I compared the two, there were some similarities, but I wasn't sure, especially since Chii wasn't that great at drawing. You see some similarities, like it looks identical. I mean, it's a drawing, what do you expect?
チー。
Chii's like, it's exactly it.
わかりました。じゃあ急いでドーナツを買ってきますね。
チー。
He knows exactly what she is saying. Merenice and Chii exchanged a high five. They really were getting along. When Merenice returned from Mo Donuts, Chii eagerly devoured the treats.
チー。
おいしいですか？
チー。
それはよかった。ようやくちーちゃんと触れ合えるようになりましたね。
You can pet him now.
チー。
Chii jumped right into Merenice's hands. Aw. Chii seemed to really like him now. Then again, I get the feeling it's just for food. I know, right? But given how timid Chii usually is, accepting someone like this was a significant progress. Maybe Merenice has a natural charm that even gods appreciate. After all, even I know, right? He charmed you. No, wait. It's not confirmed that I have feelings for him.
リネット？
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just a little tired. Having just returned from our journey and with all the commotion with Chii, exhaustion suddenly hit me. We were now alone in his room. Under normal circumstances, it wouldn't bother me, but after the previous evening, I felt slightly restless. Claire's might be waiting for her souvenir. Maybe I should go home. Uh-oh. Don't leave him. Don't leave me.
ダメです。まだ返事を聞けていません。
I know. He asked if he could see you again. Merenice took my hand with both of his. Suddenly he leaned in, causing my cheeks to blush instantly.
それに、クラリスさんは今、ロビンとダムールパラディへ遊びに行っているそうですよ。
Huh? Really?
ええ。先ほどモードーナツへ行った時に、他の店員から見ました。彼らは昨日一緒にカジノに遊びに行き、そのままダムールパラディのホテルに泊まったそうです。今晩の出勤で、店員の皆さんにそのようにお話しするようですよ。
Clarice is going to talk about her night with Robin with her coworkers. That means she has a relationship now.
つまり、二人はホテルからそのままモードーナツに出勤するので、今帰ってもいないのです。Right?
He smiled as he moved his face even closer.
なので、まだ時間はあります。旅は終わっていませんよ。どうか、返事を。
But Chii is right here now.
Chii?
He's like, don't mind me. Chii, don't just stare. The end of my head turned red with Merenice holding my hand. Chii gasped, realizing something.
Chii!
He's blushing. I know I keep saying he's like Jupiter and stuff, but I feel like... So I know he is because he changes in and out of it in his route, but at the same time, it's like Jupiter doesn't... Like, it's like they're two separate beings in this one because he won't use his Jupiter form to escape being, like, hurt by people. He's scared of everything in his beast form, and Peter's not. And now he's, like, all happy and blushy about the relationship. And I'm not even sure if Jupiter is okay with that. Jupiter was hesitant about her even going down to the human realm. He's supposed to, like, not be okay with it. It's supposed to be restricted. But it was his idea to send her down in the first place. Because that comes up in later routes. To protect her from things that are happening in Celestia. But I don't know. Would he agree with a human marriage? I don't really know. He covered his face with both of his paws and hid as if it was his way of being considerate. You're a divine beast. Why act this way now? But this answer about what I would do from now on. The words of love he whispered the previous night echoed in my mind. What should I do? I just saw love struck. As a god, I couldn't return a human's love, but I didn't want to reject him.
リネット、返事が聞けるまであなたを返したくはありません。
His smile suggested he wouldn't budge until I responded. I simply froze. Can you give me some time?
え？
I know, who's coming in? Just then the window burst open and a rope flew in.
Chii!
Like a scene from a cowboy film, Chii got lassoed. He was quickly pulled outside.
え？ちーちゃん？
Those are some bold people. You're just gonna walk up to a mansion, open a window, and steal their animal? Wait, aren't we on the second floor? What's happening? A lasso? Is that a god? I wonder if it is a god. I leaned out the window and saw a man climbing down a ladder with Chii on a basket. Oh, never mind. I just would have kept reading. Chii is in a basket on his back.
Yabe!
Vicious man. Come back here.
リネット、危ないです。私が。
The ladder's gone. I tried reaching out for Chii, but the man had already descended and knocked over the ladder. He got on a nearby motorcycle and sped away. Chii?
Chii!
Ow, that hurt my ears. But still, like, come on. Just turn into a god and disappear. It's not that hard.
ちーちゃん！一体、彼は何者？
Donut. Merenice held up a donut, trying to glimpse the man's face. He raced away. After a brief moment, his face paled.
大変です。ちーちゃんはブラックマーケットのオークションで売られてしまう運命のようです。
A black market auction.
ユーマなどを取引する違法な市場があるようです。間違いありません。あの男が出品しに行く運命を見ましたから。
Oh no, it should be sold.
今のところは。でも大丈夫です。あなたがいればきっとまた運命を変えられます。ですから共に行きましょう。ちーちゃんが向かったブラックマーケットへ。
When is this thing going to come into play? I don't understand. It's just creeping around, stalking us. And so we headed to a specific building and lost you are guided by the fate Merenice saw. That's pretty cool looking. Thanks to Merenice's gift, we infiltrated the black market without security noticing.
こっちです。警備員の運命を見る限り、ちーちゃんはここの部屋に運ばれたはずです。
Merenice never ceased to amaze me. Most wouldn't have managed to sneak this far. His power got us here. But where could he be in such a huge room?
Chii!
I know, I should just ask him.
これはちーちゃんの声。こっちです。
He raced across the room and pulled back a curtain to find Chii locked in a cage.
Chii!
Oh. Chii, are you okay? I'll get you out of there. Oh my goodness. Ow. As I touched the cage, a jolt ran through me as if I'd been electrocuted.
大丈夫ですか？
Yes, I'll be fine.
高圧電流か何かでしょうか。
Merenice cautiously touched it with his fingertips. Strangely, he felt nothing. Could it just be static electricity? Ow. Sharp sting hit my finger again. It stung like I was burned.
Chii!
Chii gestured desperately as if to tell me he felt the same thing I did. Does this cage repel gods?
私は触っても平気なようですね。と言っても、この檻は頑丈で壊せそうにないですが。
Just take the whole thing. We need to find a key. Just take the whole thing and leave. You can get a key later.
ええ、そうですね。また警備員の運命を見て。
それはダメよ。というか、何をしても無駄だ。
I say this voice actor sounds familiar, but they probably use like the same bad guy's voice actor for every bad guy in this game. There was no one else in the room when we entered, but suddenly I felt a presence behind me. Merenice stepped protectively in front of me. Someone was emerging from behind a curtain.
それはこの僕が作った特注品。何者にも壊せない。神すらも触れない檻なんだ。
Is this Zeus? I wonder if it's Zeus. The curtain lifted like a veil to reveal who was there.
いやあ、久しぶりだね。ちーちゃん。
I knew it. It's Zeus. It's been a while, brother.
Chii!
Who's that? He's like invisible. Chii seemed to recognize the figure, but I was clueless. It was a complete stranger. But one thing I did notice was that the person was beautifully slim and had impeccable posture. And looks like Jupiter, question mark? Although he has short hair in this one, which is strange. He has long hair in the other one. Also, I thought we killed him. How'd he come back? Wearing heels with a sleek black suit, it was like this person transcended even gender itself.
どなたですか？
I'm guessing what happened in Jupiter's Root doesn't really carry over to this one because she didn't marry any of the Parasite 5 or she didn't marry anyone from that game. She is a completely different person. So this is like, I guess, a second timeline because if she never fell in with Jupiter, Zeus never showed up. So this is Zeus's first time showing up.
人間ときたら本当に愚かだね。僕はゼウス。全知全能の神よ。
Huh? Lord Zeus? So he's Lord Jupiter? No. No, he looks similar, but there's something different. I'd only met Jupiter a few times, but I recalled distinct differences in physique, voice, and other things like that. But he was the most powerful god, so maybe shapeshifting was within his capabilities. Moreover, he looked so divine. The aura felt more divine than any member of the Diconstitants. Instinctively, I bowed. I apologize, Lord Zeus. Uh-oh. He has to know that she's Cupid, right? She's like super angry.
キューピッド、お前はよく身分をわきまえているじゃないか。
Oh, here it comes. It all comes out now.
お前には私の溢れ出る神々しさがしっかりわかるようだね。
Still has the dual personality and voices.
いい子いい子
Oh my goodness. You didn't have to be so dramatic about it. But of course. Why is she so happy? I guess Zeus is not really a bad guy in this one yet, but he is a bad guy. Don't talk to him. I'd always been informal with mom, dad, and auntie, but proper respect was due to a member of the Diconstitants. I had bowed similarly upon meeting Lord Jupiter and Lord Poseidon, and Zeus responded with a jolly laughter.
いいね。食らってやろうと思ってたが、その従順さはなかなか心地が良い。今回は特別に見逃してあげるわ。優しいでしょ。それに、お前のこの無様な姿を見られて、とても気分がいいからね。ちーちゃん。
ちー
When is he going to be called out, though?
本当に愉快だね。こんな滑稽な姿を見られたのは何千年ぶりだろう。はは、おかしい。
A ridiculous form. Okay. So even though they seem like they're two separate beings, it still is Jupiter, right?
まさか少し人間を操っただけでこうも簡単に捕まえられるとはね。本当にビビリでどんくさいやつだよ、お前は。
ち
私がここにいるのがそんなに不思議なの？ラブが壊れたじゃないか。私の嫌いな愛がね。
Okay, that makes so much more sense now. I was like, there's some kind of ironic thing going on with the love sign because Lynette called it out. She's said something about it was disquieting or something to that nature, and I was like, I can't think of, like, I have nothing, but it makes sense because Zeus despises the emotion love, like literally utterly despises it. So it makes sense, but still, that seems this route is all over the place. Like, there's so many random things going on, and now we have Zeus stealing Chii for why I'm not sure yet. Love that landmark. Yes, thank you. I couldn't understand the link between that and Lord Zeus's appearance, but Chii seemed convinced.
ちねねち
嫌味なやつだね。確かにそうよ。ここにいる私は完全な私じゃない。でも別に焦らなくていいと思ったの。
I would go into his backstory, but just watch Lord Jupiter's. Just watch the secret route of the first disc, and you'll know his backstory and why he hates his brother.
僕の一部だけでもここへ来られれば、こんなに楽しいものが見られるからね。
What are they talking about?
それよりちーちゃんをここに封印したのはあなたなのですか？
So he's not asking any questions about why he's called Zeus and why she's called Cupid. Merenice bravely interrupted Chii and Lord Zeus's conversation.
お前はまた妙な人間ね。 その無礼な態度は許してやろう。今の僕は寛大だからね。そうとも、こいつをここに封印したのは私、全知全能の神ゼウスだよ。
ちーちゃんをお返しください。
He doesn't even care.
残念だがこいつは返せないよ。今晩のオークション目録にもう載っているのだから。
Why does he want to sell his brother though? Like in Jupiter's route, he wanted to kill him. Why would he have satisfaction in just auctioning him off?
チー
その顔だよ、その顔。私が見たかったのはそれ。でもオークションでイカれたコレクターに買われたら、もっといい悲鳴が聞けるのでしょ。楽しみだわ。だからね、チーちゃん、お前が出品される様を私はたっぷり眺めてやろう。この檻はお前にも破れはしないよ。ゼウスが作った檻だもの。
チー
諦めなさい。マーズの斧でもポセイドンの三叉層でも壊せはしないのだから。
Huh? Not even Dad's axe for Lord Poseidon's trident. Then Cupid didn't stand a chance. I was just a minor god. Naturally, human technology was out of the question too.
この檻の鍵を手に入れられるのはお前を落札した人間だけ。せいぜいまともな人間が落札するよう祈っておくのだね。ま、大抵の人間はこの檻から出さないか解剖もしくは剥製にするかだろうけどね。
Oh, don't stuff Chii. Lord Zeus's booming laughter echoed, then he suddenly disappeared. I know, he's just gone. What are we gonna do now? What do I do? Why is Lord Zeus so hostile towards Chii? He must have thought that Chii was lazy, neglecting his divine beast duties. That might have been seen as a justification for punishment. Why are we not going to find out that it's Jupiter? Oh my goodness.
今のは一体。
What is he doing? Merenice peeked behind the curtain, searching for Zeus, but he was nowhere to be found.
いない。一体なぜ。まさか本物の神。
He looked at me, his eyes full of questions. He wanted to know if I was a god too. I know, you're having a conversation with him. Oh.
今のはどういうことですか。神とは何なのですか。
Merenice's confusion was obvious as he turned to face me. He gripped my shoulders with both of his hands.
あのゼウスという人からも運命は見えませんでした。あなたと同じように。
Just like you.
そしてあなたはキューピッドと呼ばれていた。まさか本物の神なのですか。おとぎ話に出てくるカラチヌのように空から降りてきたのですか。
Man, he must be even more scared that she's going to leave now. His grip tightened as he questioned me. I hesitated but answered. I had always intended to tell him anyway. I felt guilty for not telling him the truth for so long. I know, until you slept with him. Though this wasn't the moment I'd imagined, I needed to admit it. I was a god. Well, everything Lord Zeus mentioned is true. I'm Cupid, an actual god.
神。
Yes, the one from Greek mythology, and Lord Zeus rules over all other gods. Have you heard of him?
ええ。大学でも一応触りだけ学びましたから。え？神？
Yes.
本物の？
Yes, I am very real.
じゃあ、まさか。
チーチーチー
Yes, she's a god too. I glanced over, seeing Chii growing restless, indicating we needed to act now. Right, we need to focus. She's about to be auctioned.
あ、そうでしたね。急いでちーちゃんを助けなければ。
Merenice tried ways to break open the cage, but like Lord Zeus said, it didn't budge at all. It's impossible. If it's a cage made by Lord Zeus, it's probably indestructible. So can't you just pick it up and take it with you?
動かせそうにもないですし。
Oh, there you go.
誰かが近づいてきます。こちらへ。
Randy swiftly grabbed my hand and we hid. As soon as we took over, the door swung open. I read that wrong.
わかりました。もちろんです。オークションが始まるまできちんと厳重に保管しておきますよ。
Oh, took over. I said took over. Took cover. Okay, there we go.
絶対に逃がすんじゃないぞ。それと餓死もさせるな。今話題のユーマだからね。高値がつくはずだ。
もちろんです。ドーナツでも与えておきますよ。
Go feed it some donuts. The two men carried away the cage containing Chii and left. If it, I mean, I guess you can't touch it, but I was going to say if it takes two people to lift it, I mean, you have two people right there, but I guess you can't touch it.
Chii!
Oh no, Chii! I just saw, it says doll, $50 billion, I think, what that sign says. Acting now will only land us in a trap, so we could only watch as Chii was escorted away. You're a god. Like, shoot them with an arrow, and then they're in love with you, and then what? Like, in all the other routes, she used her divine powers to do something crazy. I say all other routes. Every route but Gil and Ryuki. She didn't shoot either one of them with arrows. She was shot with an arrow in Alan's. She shot Jupiter with an arrow. I don't think she shot Ral, so I guess, I mean, she didn't shoot anyone. Yeah, she shot at Ral when Ral was turned into Alexander. And then she shot people in Shelby's route to make them. So yeah, just shoot someone with an arrow. After they were gone from the room, Merenice and I looked at each other. You can't let them just take Chii.
運命が見えました。
What was it like?
ちーちゃんは200万ドルで落札されるようです。
$2 million? We could buy a mansion with that kind of money. Of course, no one would have that on hand.
宇宙人研究学会の会員が資金を出し合ってちーちゃんを買うようです。
Alien Research Society. Things were starting to get out of hand. First a cryptid, now an alien. The divine beast was being mistaken as an alien.
一瞬しか見えませんでしたが、彼らに連れ去られたちーちゃんはさまざまな実験にかけられて
Experimentation.
最終的には博物館に飾られるようです。
I'm sorry, I want to keep complaining, but Merenice is seeing all this destiny, but he could just transform. Like, if she were to go back to Celestia right now, I'm sure Lord Jupiter would be there and would talk to her. Why can't he just do that now? He's going to get stuffed as a taxidermy display? Oh my goodness. What can we do? Tell them he's not an alien wouldn't help, right? And I certainly don't have 2 million. Randy thought to himself with his hand on his chin.
200万ドル。いえ、手に入るかもしれません。
You're just gonna buy Chii. You have an arrow. But how?
私のこの力を使えばいいのです。
Huh? Randy smiled defiantly and said something completely unexpected.
カジノへ行って資金調達をしましょう。あなたと私の力で運命を書き換えればできないことはありません。
Awesome, we're gonna go cheat at a casino.
ちーちゃんを落札する資金を私たちで調達すればいいのです。Right?
I don't understand. I just don't understand. Revealed as a god. That was already done. Oh, is it Chii? Are we finally going to reveal Chii as a god? I can't stop laughing. This is ridiculous. There we go. Enough of that music. I just can't. This can all be avoided if A, Jupiter just transforms and gets out of the cage. I mean, he probably can't now that he's stuck in a cage, but as soon as he's released, just transform and ascend. Like, done. B, shoot someone with an arrow to make them fall in love with, like, the security people. That's all she had to do, and then he would stay right there for who knows how long. You could even tell them to go, like, load Chii up in your car or something, and they would probably do it. But no, they're gonna go to a casino, use Merenice's gift of foreseeing the future to cheat at gambling to raise $2 million to buy Chii. That's what it's starting at, though. Like, you're going to have to raise more than that, especially if people are going to be. This is an auction. You can't just. It's not going to have a price tag. You're going to have to spend more than $2 million, probably. Oh my goodness. This episode just escalated. It went from sleeping with Merenice in like the first 10 minutes to Chii being abducted, to Zeus showing up and capturing Chii, to now we're going to a casino to gamble. I'm definitely stopping the episode here because it's probably going to go on for another hour. Like, there's still one more choice left, and it's probably going to take the whole hour. As much as I want to include it in this episode, because I just want to keep reading because now it's entertaining. It's entertaining all of a sudden. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy, drop a like down below and or subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.